Hey everybody, how are y'all doing? My name is Swiftly, and in today's video I will be going over the best perks for all 5 of the Mythic Storm King weapons. If this video helps you out, make sure to drop a like and click the subscribe button to become one of the allies. I also have a Twitch channel and a Discord server you guys can become a part of. If you guys are interested, both links will be in the description below. With that being said, let's jump right into the video. So most of you guys are probably here for this weapon, so I won't waste any time getting to it. We are talking about the Storm King's Wrath. This is the best mythic weapon by far and should be the first weapon you fully god roll out of the bunch. I have 2 different roles for the launcher that I would actually like to showcase, so let's start with the first one. So the first role showcase is actually going to be crit rating, crit damage, physical element, crit damage, and fire rate. I primarily use this Wrath with the fire rate because I feel as though the Wrath already does enough damage, and I would rather be able to put out the damage faster and be able to fully charge the Wrath quicker and then have that extra damage, especially in the MSK fight where there are crowds of husks that you need to quickly take care of. The second role I would like to showcase is actually going to be crit rating, crit damage, physical element, crit damage, but damage instead of fire rate. Like I said, I use the other Wrath because I enjoy having that quicker fire rate. However, this Wrath is just as useful and is equally as good as the fire rate Wrath I just showed you guys. The next weapon we will be talking about is the Storm King's Fury. This is one of the 2 melee weapons from the Storm King set and is the better melee when it comes to doing damage to the MSK horn. You're not actually going to use this too much outside of the MSK fight, but when you're using it in the MSK fight, man is it ever helpful. And I also actually have 2 role showcases for this weapon as well. So the first one is crit damage, physical element, attack speed, and crit damage again. These roles should only be used in the MSK fight if you are using a hero loadout with totally rocking out with sub waivers. If you aren't using that hero loadout, you won't be able to crit as much, and you will want to use the role showcase that I'm going to list next. This is arguably the best way to do the most damage to the MSK horn. If you use this Fury with Lynx, and you kunai with Lynx while swinging, with a wafer popped, you will be doing insane amounts of damage. So like I said, if you aren't using totally rocking out, you're going to want to use these roles. So I would use crit rating, crit damage, physical again, attack speed, and crit damage. These are the optimal roles for the Fury. If you're not using totally rocking out, you are able to deal a decent amount of damage because you are able to crit without totally rocking out. So next up on the list is the Mythic Sword, the Storm King's Ravager. This sword really only has one good build to it as it's only used in missions for the most part. But the roles for this one are going to be crit damage, crit rating, energy, attack speed, and crit damage. These roles are pretty universal and aren't anything too special in my opinion. But I believe that these are the most optimal roles for the sword. And working our way down the list, we now have the Storm King's Scourge, or Scourge, or however you want to pronounce it. But the AR, it doesn't have any kick, which makes it a very accurate weapon. It also doesn't have a magazine. It actually just fires infinitely until it hits like a heat capacity, and then you have to wait for it to cool down. But this is how I rolled it. I have crit damage, crit rating, energy element, crit damage, and fire rate. Once again, these roles are pretty universal. Like, you're not going to have 3 different roles for this AR. It's the basic double crit damage, 1 crit rating build that you'll find on a lot of weapons. Last but maybe least is the Mythic Pistol, the Storm King's Onslaught. This weapon is a very love it or hate it kind of weapon. Many people actually hate the weapon, but then there are people that actually love the weapon because of its aimbot abilities. That's right. This weapon has tracking, which basically means it has aimbot, which is actually pretty cool. The roles for this weapon though are pretty simple. You have your crit damage, crit rating, element, energy, crit damage, and then damage. These roles are a little bit different as we have damage instead of fire rate, but it isn't anything too crazy. I didn't throw anything too crazy for you guys. And that is going to do it for today's video. You should now know the best ways to perk up some of the best weapons in the game. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe, as I would really appreciate it. Let me know in the comment section what your favorite or least favorite mythic weapon is. I hope to see all of you guys in the next video. Take care.